As we go into the election, I thought I'd play another throwback song, and this one is about Rishi Sunak, but what has he actually achieved? There are some notable achievements and initiatives beyond his role in the political manoeuvring that led to Boris Johnson's resignation. First of all, he played a vital part in navigating the UK economy through the COVID-19 pandemic. He introduced the furlough scheme, which helped millions of workers retain their jobs. He implemented support measures for businesses. In response to rising energy costs, he introduced support packages to help thousands of households manage their energy bills, ensuring that vulnerable populations received necessary aid. And he came across, while he was Chancellor, as the cosy Chancellor, as the Chancellor that would help. He reaffirmed the UK's commitment to achieving net zero carbon emissions by 2015. And he continued, when he became Prime Minister, to promote modest green energy initiatives and to invest in sustainable infrastructure. But he undermined this as time went by. He focused on expanding the UK's global trade network post-Brexit, mostly relying on people like Kemi Badenoch, who were all rhetoric and no reality, negotiating new trade deals which were essentially a reworking of paper initiatives that already existed on paper, that were already there with the EU, that needed to be renegotiated in the post-EU framework. So a lot of extra work to reassure us that the referendum led to the right sort of Brexit and that Mrs May and Lord Frost had done the appropriate thing. They could have done a more appropriate thing, stuck their heads down the lavatory possibly and flushed. But we've all been experiencing that in our own different ways since the Brexit. Since Brexit was done. We've all been done by Boris. Oh. Anyway, Sunak has emphasised the importance of technology and innovation in driving the UK's future economy, with initiatives to support the tech sector, to enhance digital infrastructure, to close down half of HS2. He's worked hard to address the challenges of the NHS and social care system, making sure it's not just doctors, young doctors, junior doctors and nurses who are frustrated. He's transferred that experience to us all. These accomplishments reflect Rishi Sunak's focus on stabilising the economy, rolling out a fresh package, a plan, and doing the rhetoric so brilliant. Anyway, just let him burst into song. Here we are.
The framework. Getting around it. Getting my framework finished. Getting around it. Getting my framework done. Getting the feeling, knowing that Boris is diminished. My wish is done now. That wish is won. Getting around now, how that I found all is easy. And I've a response, and when I see Johnson, I'll say, haven't you noticed? Suddenly I'm more appealing because of all those wonderful and new things I can do without you, day by day. Getting around it, getting my framework finished, knowing I found it, getting my framework done, getting the feeling, knowing that Boris is diminished. My wish is done. Now that Rishi's won. Ha ha ha.
I remember when Rishi Sunak was touting to become Prime Minister, and I thought that it was rather like watching a version of an amateur production of Aladdin or a pantomime, Dick Whittington or something, and that's what it's proven to be. Except Rishi was an affable and able actor who mastered his lines. It's just the real problem was who wrote those lines. It certainly wasn't Rishi Sunak. And Isaac Levido, I don't know, I don't really care. But he delivered them with a flourish and with energy, and we all